And hello. And at the last the Miniscule amp, but yeah, I couldn't really live stream it because, well, yeah, they basically just randomly called your sort of gig for sort of 5 minutes. They didn't exactly even have the time to do that, so yeah, some people were quite impressed. They thought, yeah, how could someone sort of create a poem like this in itself? When I read out the Novak COVID joke, yeah, everyone, of course, Novak COVID joke, anagram, or COVID joke within Djokovic, or COVID joke with an E, anagram Djokovic. Yeah, everyone was obviously very impressed by that. Also, when I read out tart, like when I read out, so call me Lars. Oh, call me Lars. Yeah, because tart, I don't know, it kind of means like slut. It's kind of a slang word for slut. I don't know. And everyone's kind of poetry was kind of had a lot of kind of swearing, kind of offensive sort of language. Their poetry style, which is why they found that kind of amusing for some reason. And I guess it could sort of be conveyed that way, if you know what I mean, because I read the way Baron actually reads that out. I read it out that way just because it kind of sounds good to read it out that way. I'm not sort of referring to any kind of reference of the word tart itself. It's just because, obviously, yeah. Out of Tristan Barnett, along with Bard and of course Bart Tart Tennis and Tristan Barnett. But anyway, that's just the way it kind of came across. But yeah, overall, well, it was the Baron's first, I guess, somewhat official gig, and it's just a matter of working on it. The other thing is, I didn't have the Colombian cab as a piece of comedy, so I can actually bring the poem, demonstrate, how to bring the poem out of the cap, because I can actually hide the poem in the center of the cap, and then do some kind of magic, trying to create a poem out of this, and then actually turn the cap upside down to show that there's nothing in it, and then of course then bring the poem out, and then I don't know, even make some sort of joke like, oh yeah, does anyone want to check that there's no rabbits? Or even koalas with my cap. So yeah, I can kind of build it up as a piece of comedy or more of a performance. And of course I didn't do that because I didn't know how to go down anyway. I didn't exactly have the time. The time I actually unpacked the whole poem, I kind of ran out of time. Now I did actually, did go to the flyer. Now I didn't actually go to the reference actually about tart, which could have been interesting, and had some audience participation. In other words, yes, he can get E. Yes, there is the transcendental number in the flyer, of course, the Novak COVID joke. Yes, there is the the imaginary, of course, number, which is in tennis, and yes, you can bring that up if you can find that in the poem or in tart. Tart being, of course, a pie. The first three numbers of pi, P-I, the numbers. So yeah, but I probably didn't really have time to do that anyway. Maybe they wouldn't have really cared. I don't know. They're not really kind of, I guess, mathematicians or knowledge of kind of. It was a different audience, so yeah. But it was good. It was the first gig, and I think it went all right. And the other thing I didn't do, in fact, I've got that here. Now I've got that here. Yeah. In fact, I'm just at the pool. Now the problem is that, and yeah, just to recap on this. And so this is as you can see, here is the Miniscule amp. And you can see how the interesting thing about this is, so it rotates around the two sides. But not only that, is in fact it almost exactly meets the edges of this particular box or fountain lantern structure. The other thing is, yes, you can see it sort of comes up over the edge, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? So it adds that extra dimension, or the third dimension, which I think is great. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, of course, the antennas. The antennas is kind of the highlight. So what we've actually done here is somewhat created an ant out of a lantern. And again, you could sort of, I don't know, you could do almost, I mean, these are just, what are they, pipe cleaners. You can always, you could do whatever to create the shape. And particularly when it was going in the water itself, the antennas were kind of like searching around, where is it going to go next, sort of thing. So that was sort of interesting, yeah, being when it was on the water. Now, the other thing is, yes, someone has actually painted an ant. Now, they did that yesterday when I was at the Charles Darwin University. There was someone there who was kind of like a sort of an artist, and I got them to paint that. And why I put that at the edge is you can see the ant sort of crawling up the wall and looking to go out of the box, which is why I put it right at the edge. Also took a picture there. You can see Baron. I'll just do a bit of a zoom. You can see Baron holding the actual lantern there, and the pipe cleaners separately. I hadn't attached that to the box at that stage, and that's actually in the. And that was also, I took that photo there was available at the actual at the festival, at the multicultural festival at the foreshores of Darwin. So yeah, so you can see that I was going around getting other people to contribute to making this lantern, which is interesting. And you can see also the actual landscape here, which is typical of an ant. And the way we've put that from the side, which then goes into it covers the base and up sort of the side. And you can see that green, that was the wax. So when we put it's obviously melted, and that's why it's got this wax. And also we've got these smiley faces I found on the. Yeah, I just got that off one of the other exhibits as part of the festival. And again, we've got the hearts, and we've got that cool look. And the heart, of course, is in the poem as well, as you know. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And of course, the calligraphy on the side here. Calligraphy looks fantastic when it was in the water, and that spells that ant. In fact, it's ant in Chinese. So it's just the two symbols. And yeah, it was sort of interesting because I started off to get to the calligraphy, and then later I kept adding to this lantern and added in the they thought it was quite interesting because I kept going back to the exhibit where I got them to do the calligraphy of this ant, and they saw the finished product like several hours later, and they were quite intrigued by this actually. Well, the fact I went to so much effort to kind of create this. Now one of the problem is I'm kind of traveling, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I could just float it on put it in like the swimming pool. I don't know. Would that just be weird? Kind of, but I don't know. It's kind of set up that way, isn't it? Like, I just leave it in the swimming pool, and whether it actually, would it actually get removed, or whether people would say, I don't know, this is just so interesting that, maybe we'll just like leave it here and just see, I don't know. I don't know, do you guys want to just comment on that? Should we just leave it in the pool? I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I won't do it now. I'll just do it before I leave, because, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to get evicted or anything, but it could just look a bit strange, So I'll just leave that in the pool. Maybe put the flyer on the notice board, and I'll see the correspondence. I think that's great. Anyway, we could just float it now on the water, but maybe not. It'll just get wet, and it's kind of waterproof actually. Because we put it on the water. But anyway, we'll do that. We'll do that before we leave. Baron. Now it's just a bit of a DJ. So I was actually going to head down to the there's Baron. yeah, I was actually going to head down to the Cullen Bay. They got some music playing on the foreshore. It's a bit of a walk. I don't know. Maybe get a bus. I believe there's a street festival. I don't know. I may check it out. Yeah, and here's the bit of a DJ. Not a bad DJ actually. It's actually quite nice here. What I find annoying is when people obviously start smoking, but it's okay now. But later on, when they start drinking, they start smoking, and it's just I don't know. But that's what it's like. It's backpackers. They're just addicted. They're just addicted to drugs, and you know what I mean. So the DJ. There's a DJ. I think it's a pretty good DJ. Yeah. For some reason, I just quite like the music. I think it's a proper DJ creating his own music. That's just my impression. Yeah. Could do the Macarena. I know. Haven't mastered the game. I don't know. What's the Gangnam? Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn Gangnam. I don't think it's difficult, but I'm just gonna have to learn Gangnam. You could build it, but the idea is, I think, to take this brilliance in Baron's dancing, like just putting out like a combination of all the classics into just one song, or just any song. And just going into a club, and now see everyone goes to the centre now, which is interesting. So you just go into the centre and you just perform this particular gig, and maybe even yoga as well. So you kind of do all this, and then you just go into some sort of yoga pose, which is just complete stillness, whether it's a warrior 1 or a warrior 2, or a tree pose. That could be quite interesting if you could actually pull it off. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just the fact that it's just so, I don't know, how do you describe it? It's almost like just kind of sending up everything, because you're kind of you're not really dancing to the music, are you? You're just taking everything that's been done, all these classics, and just doing it to any care about the music at all. I'm just going to do yoga or meditation, and it's almost like you're blocking out the music completely. So I think that could be quite interesting. And then maybe even, I don't know, if you can even just start singing, one-liners, like a hero comes along, you know what I mean? So, except that wouldn't come across because the music would be a bit loud, but, hang on, got a weak connection now. I don't know, got a weak connection. I think, okay, maybe we'll leave it there, okay. Okay, and that was the Baron Breaks.